G'day everyone, just keep providing a quick update on the index and gold action. There's been a slight market dip overnight in the US market and European market. So we'll get stuck straight into it and start talking about how that's affected our charts and profitability and potential drawdown. So let's begin with the US market. As you can see here overnight, it dropped. It's making a somewhat recovery at the moment, a very small recovery in the Australian, during the Australian time frame. Market hasn't closed yet in Australia, but this is what's happened overnight, and this is where we are at the moment today. So if you can look at the profitability, if we entered the market back there, it's dropped from down to $5,740 if we traded 5 contracts. So again, we're trading 5 contracts in each of these instruments to be consistent. So if we started with 6,608, we're down about $300, $300 roughly on that. So anyway, we'll keep an eye on that, see how it goes. What I've done here is I've drawn a little diagram to show where, if the price is below that and our CCI 100 indicator breaks above the 0, and the price is below this, it will enter another lot of 5 contracts for this particular instrument. So that's where we are at the moment. Next, we'll look at the Australian ASX 200, and this is live. This is what's happening at the moment. It's now 1:47 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So if we look at similarly, if the price entered back there, it's a very similar pattern to the US market. So it's making a slight comeback today in the during the Australian market after last night's US and European dump, and we'll see what happens. Again, we're going to enter the market if it breaks above the 0. We're just still opening on that one entry open at the moment. Give you a bigger picture view of that. So you can see there, in line with the rest of the action, going back to the price adjustment back here, back in late October of 2020. Let's look at the Ftse and see how that responded. We'll look at the Australian $1 for each of these instruments, just for consistency. Again, very similar pattern. Now for this one, we did enter a bit earlier. We doubled down on another set of contracts a few days ago. And if this comes any further down, we might be entering a third lot of lots of contracts for the Ftse. But a very similar pattern to the US and the Australian market so far. German DAX. Again, this has behaved a bit more erratic compared to the US market. We entered a lot of contracts there, and we're looking at possibly entering another lot in the coming hours. We'll see how that performs. Last of the indexes, we'll look at China, see how that's performed. A51. That's also taken a dump. You can see there it entered back there, pretty much going sideways. It's broken that trend line down there, so who knows, and it's still going further down, so that's taken a bigger hit compared to the Australian market, which has made a slight recovery, but again, we'll keep an eye on that one. Lastly, let's look at gold. Okay, this is a steady decline. We've entered one lot of contracts there, and it's still going in a downward motion, but in line, it's still trending down. The highest highs are still trending down, and so are the lowest lows. Again, we'll keep an eye on that. That's it for the indexes today. I'll see what happens overnight in the next couple of days. Otherwise, we'll review it again after the weekend. Thanks, everyone.